So almost every queer I know is a creative. So I don't know if queerness equals creativity, but I wanted to know, is your art just creative expression, or is there an element of activism in your expression of art? And I want to lead with you, Ayebatonye.
Yeah, I think it's...
Ayebatonye,
that's okay. That's all good. I think it's all interconnected. I feel like one of my favourite quotes by Tony K. Bambara, the role of the artist is in the revolution. It's to make the revolution irresistible. Thank you. This tequila and the drink has got into me. But I feel like there's so much power in like both sound and like just art generally as like I don't want to say gateway, but like a way to sort of create pathways for people that might not maybe traditionally interact with the arts to have a better understanding of like social justice issues. Like I think I love the arts. It's probably the thing that I've worked in the most consistently in my life. But I do have a lot of I guess some people might say a strong activism background. And I feel like if there's ways that we can interconnect things and sort of create new ways for people to understand and learn things, then absolutely. And I feel like also sort of speaking to what everyone's spoken to before, creating art that sort of speaks to our lived experiences. I have had a lot of experiences in my life where I've experienced discrimination or experienced things as like a dark-skinned Black queer woman that have made me want to know that people that come after me don't experience that, because I recognize that people that came before me have done so much work, which is why I can be where I am now. And so I want to also contribute to their legacy by doing whatever I can to continue pushing the envelope and saying, fuck cis hetero patriarchal bullshit, essentially. Yeah. And thank you, Imbi, for correcting me on that quote, because I was like, damn, that tipsiness is giving me. Thank you.
Yeah, can we get a repeat of the question? So I would just look at, you have beautiful skin, sis. Like, you're beautiful. Yes,
so
repeat.
Does queerness somehow make you more creative, which we probably, I think it does, but then is your art just artistic expression, or is it activism for you? And I think with Ayebatonye was pretty much saying that it's just interconnected.
Yeah, they are interconnected. I feel like for me, I always say that my art is like expression. I always say that, but there is like definitely forms of activism where it's like the teams that we're working with, especially like in these events that we're wanting to get the bag, where we have to have a form of activism when they're like, I even had to do it like this week when people are like misgendering people and, you know, all of this. And even though we're in like these high industry standards, it's like, sorry, babe, like that's not what we're doing here. You know, I'm not having any disrespect. And that's just me like keeping it real. But yeah, I think I focus on like, it's my artistic expression, but just naturally there's this gravitational pull that you're an activist through it all. You have to be, you know, like, because you have to be your own cheerleader with this shit. Because I learned like that you're going to have so much of these experiences by yourself, like going to these events. You know, and it's cool when you're with, you know, the girls, or you're with like a group of queer people, but sometimes you're just going to go there by yourself and you have to have your own back. And like I've learned, I'm not going to close my mouth because there's like 10 Sarahs and one Jamaica. Like no shade.
One jam.
And one jam. And I'm going to make myself known even though they might not like it. But yeah. ...
Isn't it interesting, by just like creating space for ourselves to be ourselves, that's a form of activism? It says a lot about the kind of world that we're existing in. And so I agree. I think everything is hand in hand, and sometimes you just making space for yourself or creating that's why I think most of my work comes from some kernel that is about my experience in the world. And I think that's important because I guess when I was going to art school, there was a lot of really similar works out there that related to like things that were going on in, I guess, Europe or America, and which I don't really have a problem with, but having this kind of connection to your own experience in relationships to these other references, I think is really important. And so I think we just end up also being activists by being here. In a different world, maybe we'd just be here, you know?
I have a funny relationship with the term activist because I instantly think of like a socialist alliance, queer, polyamorous white person. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, well, activist. But yeah, we are active in the roles that we play, and I think it's definitely, like you said, when you said Colonel, I thought about KFC. Sorry, I just got really hungry.
Oh my god. Now I can't unthink
the Colonel. But yeah, I think we are active in being ourselves, you know, like we can't change that, and definitely I can't really add much more onto what you've said.